So guys, before we get into the video, this is my free hit team as it stands. Yes, there's probably some issues with it. Yes, I recorded this and release it at a later date, so there could be mistakes, but don't slew me in the comments too much. This isn't as bad as putting Calvert-Lewin versus West Ham in the blank game week when that clearly isn't his fixture. Hello there, hope you're having a great Thursday. If you didn't watch the last video, Happy New Year and what is up guys? Welcome to FPL Today and welcome to the FPL Blank Game Week 18 free hit team video where I go over my free hit side for the blank game week and hopefully it will help you guys that are using a free hit or potentially those that just need to use some transfers to cover this blank game week, make your transfer selection. Now if it does help you out, please do consider hitting that like button, subscribing and hitting that notification bell for FPL. It all really helps support the channel. We're on our road to 20k in 2021, so your guys' support on that would be fantastic. And let's get into the video. I say let's get into the video, but also just want to point your guys to the description down below. FPL WILDCATS going live on Thursday. Do consider coming checking me, FPL TV, FPL Nimfria and Kurtjoy as we discuss our blank game week and double game week strategy with our special guest Ray, who has been helping the channel out massively. Now let's get on with the video. So we start off with the players that I don't feel like I'd be confident going into blank game week 18 without. And those players are Heung-min Son and Harry Kane for Tottenham Hotspurs against Aston Villa. Now, Aston Villa isn't the greatest fixture for Spurs. If they had a better fixture, I'd be a lot more bullish about having to have these players in. But with their ownership already pretty high and them being so consistent recently, I feel like if I'm going to free hit, they should be part of the base of my side. However, the players we're going to focus a bit more on are Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford from Manchester United and Kevin De Bruyne from the other side of Manchester. Now in my team selection video that was released on Monday, I was considering Raheem Sterling instead of Kevin De Bruyne. However, Kevin De Bruyne just looked better in that Chelsea game. Raheem Sterling's performance didn't really fill me with much confidence off of the eye test, and on a game week where I'll potentially be taking some differential risks in other areas, I feel like Kevin De Bruyne is the safer option for me, although Ilkay Gundogan was also a consideration with his recent performances. And as we go through this video, I will tell you about other players I'm considering in these positions over the players that are currently in my free hit side. And then moving on to Manchester United, they have been very good recently, putting themselves into title consideration with their recent performances. And Bruno Fernandes has been a massive part of that, of course, and I wouldn't be happy going into game week 18 without him. However, the second Manchester United pick for me will be Marcus Rashford. Now, there is the possibility of going to Paul Pogba, which would save me some budget elsewhere, but I do like the look of Marcus Rashford. To be honest, I like the look of a lot of Man United players, but he's the one at the moment I'm leaning towards going with. We have a look at some of the underlying stats and start off with Kevin De Bruyne. He is my captain at the moment, although it could be Bruno Fernandes for game week 18. At 11.6 million of the last 4 game weeks, he's managed to get 1 goal and 2 assists. With some decent underlying stats, however, they are overshadowed by Bruno Fernandes, who at 11.3 million, 0.3 million cheaper, has got 4 goals and 3 assists with expected goals at 3.19, 16 shots on goal with 9 being from inside the box and 5 big chances, and 14 key passes, which makes Kevin De Bruyne's 9 look not so impressive, which is a hard feat to make Kevin De Bruyne's chance creation look not impressive. And then also we have Marcus Rashford, who doesn't really have the creativity, as you can see on the stats. However, he has got 2 goals from 13 shots, 9 from inside the box and 3 big chances, and he could potentially go big against Burnley away. But Bruno Fernandes and Kevin De Bruyne are the ones I really want alongside Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. Rashford could change to a Martial, to a Pogba, who has improved his performances in that Manchester United side. And if I did go cheaper on the Rashford pick, then potentially I could be looking at better players in the next slot of players, which are the other big hitters for sides that I think could do well in blank game week 18. One of those being Arsenal with Crystal Palace at home. Currently I have triple Arsenal, which isn't something I thought I'd say a couple of weeks ago, but they have looked resurgent suddenly, and Lacazette has been part of that, scoring a decent amount of goals. Saka has looked really impressive, but to be honest, I've always thought Saka was an impressive prospect at Arsenal, and he's finally getting that game time that is consistent. And Rob Holding in defence, although to be honest, we could downgrade Lacazette to be able to spend money elsewhere, and we could upgrade the likes of Holding to someone like Tierney, who has been very impressive in that Arsenal side. And then also we're trying to get involved in that Man City defence and hopefully bring in those clean sheet points. And although I prefer Diaz or maybe an exciting pick of a fullback, John Stones comes in nicely for this team structure with a nice cheap price. So John Stones is under consideration, although we would like a more exciting Manchester City option. If we have a look at the underlying stats for Saka, who is the pick I'm most excited about going into this game week, at 5.3 million, 2 goals and 2 assists from 12 shots on goal, 9 from inside the box, only 1 big chance, but also 5 key passes, 1 big chance created, and expected assists at 1.01. At 5.3 million, those are some great underlying stats, and potentially only Souček in the same price bracket can even rival Saka as a FPL pick right now. Although you could look at some of the other Arsenal options if you thought their game time was nailed on, that have come up from their youth system. Lacazette I'm not as confident about, like I said, and we could go down to players like Joelinton or Callum Wilson to save some money here. But Lacazette has managed to get 4 goals in the last 4 game weeks, with 9 shots on goal, 7 on target, 8 from inside the box, and 5 big chances. Expected goals at 2.93. Not much creativity to talk about, but again, that Arsenal side looks resurgent, so I could see Lacazette being a decent choice. Although, who knows, Aubameyang could return to the fore in Blank Gameweek 18, but right now Lacazette has the underlying stats and the goals. And then finally we look at all the other players to fill out this side. Now, there is some issues here, and this is where I imagine I'm going to get some slack from you guys. And I know at the beginning of the video I said, cut me some slack, but to be honest, go at it in the comments. I love all interaction, to be fair, so if you think there's something glaringly obviously wrong with this side, let me know, I don't mind. Anyway, Ramsdale in goal, not the best pick. I don't think Sheffield United will keep a clean sheet. I'm struggling to find a budget keeper in this Blank Game Week 18, and although it's possible Sheffield United finally keep a clean sheet, Ramsdale isn't exactly the pick I'm the most confident with in this free hit side. Although I do have fond memories of him when he did play at AFC Wimbledon for a season on loan. We then also have Kieran Clark coming in now. A little bit more confident in Newcastle potentially keeping a clean sheet against Sheffield United, just because they've looked so goal shy recently, Sheffield United. So Kieran Clark is a pick I'm happy with and is a budget enabler. And then of course we go to the bench. Verips. He's only there to cover if Ramsdale doesn't play. Who knows with the way this season is going. Brewster again, just because he's cheap enough that allows me to have these other players in the side. We have Mitchell against Arsenal. Mitchell seems like he might have got back into that Palace side, but again, I don't think we'll get a clean sheet. I just wanted a playing defender in case something goes wrong with my starting 11. And then Bernardo, again, not very confident that he'll actually start, but he has had some minutes recently and the fixture isn't great. So if something went wrong with this starting 11, there would be some issues, because that bench is obviously very weak. And also, I'm not too fond of the keeper, which is why the consideration of Lacazette being dropped down to a cheaper striker and Rashford being dropped down to a cheaper Man United option are under consideration. Although, knowing me, I'm then more likely to use that cash to upgrade Holding and Stones than I am to actually upgrade my budget enablers. Anyway, guys, that is it for my free hit team. So let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Don't hold any punches. I can take it, trust me. Also, hopefully you have enjoyed the video and it has helped you out. If it has, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Check out the FPL Wildcats. Link is in the description. We should be going live Thursday night for you guys, where we will talk all things blank and double game weeks. And also make sure to look after yourself now that the country is going into lockdown again. Hopefully this is the last time, but I know I plan to use the extra time I now have to hopefully get more content out for you guys, but also to start looking after myself, because if I'd known the first lockdown would have been 3 months, imagine what I could have done with 3 months extra time other than working. That is why I'm absolutely stiff as a board right now, because I worked out yesterday and probably pushed myself a little bit too hard. Anyway, guys, with that being said, I've been JNO, and this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.